Welcome to Luke10t Transformation, an exciting lifestyle-changing training course that will not only change you, but the people with whom you Luke10t. As we watch the first chapter of the Luke10t lifestyle, listen carefully for some of the questions that many people of this generation are asking and the types of needs that are out there.
I battle with my journey with Christ, so I don't know how I can possibly bring others to Him.
Jesus was so hands-on with people, and I don't see that with the church nowadays.
I think Christianity is about going to church on a Sunday and just doing the right thing, I guess.
Well, I think that Christians have seemingly lost the plot. There's just the disconnect between the Christian faith and the things that we do every day.
No, it's just all talk, but what are these meetings actually for?
I think that there's so much hurt and pain in the world at the moment, and I just don't think that Christians are the ones that are actually doing something about it.
You know, I love helping people and doing mercy ministry and that kind of stuff, but I find it kind of hard to convince my friends that it's because I love God, not because I just want to do charity work.
Sometimes I feel like Christianity is all about knowing stuff, but I want to do stuff. I want to make a difference.
What if there was an exciting lifestyle-changing training course that could solve some of these issues and answer some of the questions that many young people of this generation are asking in regards to following Jesus and imitating Him on a daily basis? In this DVD, we follow the stories of 4 very different individuals, diverse in terms of demographics and life situations, as they discuss their journeys of living out the Christian faith and the impact of the teachings of Luke10 transformation in their everyday lives.
We live in a day and age where there's just so many messages flooding the brain. Everyone's just looking for questions about identity, purpose, meaning and significance. And everyone's just got their own answer. Even in the church with the different congregations and denominations, just everyone's got their own take on how things should be done, and it can just get complicated. Yeah, I'm tired of hearing people just talk about this stuff. I want to see something that actually works. I want to see something that can actually make a difference to people's lives around me. I just want a real relationship with God and live the way He meant me to, without all the fluff and all the terminology. I just want a real, undiluted gospel.
I'm tired of just living as a Sunday Christian. Every day I just do the work thing, climbing the career ladder, living my life, and then going to a service on a Sunday morning. I try to serve in a church, but it's so regulated. I do not really see how it's impacting the community and helping the lost find Christ. I kept telling myself, there's got to be more than this.
Most of my friends grew up with the Christian message in their face, but they missed the point of it. It became a set of rules and regulations. And many of them have turned away. They don't want to be told what they can and cannot do. Their lives have been consumed by themselves. They just live for the next fun thing, the next party, the next hookup. I know that Jesus is real. I know that He has a plan for us in this world and a way for us to live. I'm just not sure where to start.
I watch these people on TV or in my church that can just stand up and start evangelizing to people. I know that's not me. It's a gifting I just don't have. So, does this mean that I can't do anything in regards to the Great Commission? There's so many people in the world who've never even heard the message of Jesus. So many unreached people groups and nations that are unevangelized. But there are also millions of people in the cities and regions where we stay. This has to touch our hearts as believers and make us want to do something about it. But there are really only a few people who have the gifting to be able to do missions, outreach, or house-to-house evangelism, which must mean that Jesus has a plan for the rest of us, right? How can I share the gospel as an ordinary Christian?
Have you been asking some of these questions? Can you relate to some of these people's frustrations and concerns? Do you also have questions about living out your faith? The needs out there are numerous and the questions are unending. How do you feel about this? What are some of the issues you can identify around you? Often we keep all these thoughts and questions inside because we're afraid to express how we feel. But God is certainly not afraid of your questions. In fact, Part of the process of being more Christ-like is about really becoming honest with ourselves. One of the best ways to do this is through expressing ourselves, getting thoughts out, and discussing this with others. You should be sharing your story and listening to those of fellow Christians around you anyway. You're probably watching this in a group setting. These are the exact people with who you'll be walking this exciting journey. Look around the room now and ask God to establish a place of openness and trust amongst you. And as you work through this teaching, be as honest as possible so that you can truly experience the impact of transformation in your life. Take some time now to think and discuss these points and discuss them in your group. Or, if you're watching alone, take a moment to reflect on the questions. What are some of the issues that you can identify around you with regards to how people respond to the church or Christians? What are some of the questions or frustrations that you have when it comes to living out and sharing your faith? And of course, how do you feel about this? Now, you may have found through the discussion that there are others who felt the exact same as you. It's important to keep talking about these things and keep being real with yourself and others as you work through these teachings. In your group, there may be some mixed emotions at a time like this. Some of you may be excited to start with this new way of evangelizing, praying, and caring for people in your community, whereas others may be feeling a bit nervous about how you're going to begin, especially when it comes to interacting with others. Identify who the direct evangelists in the group are and those who aren't. A direct evangelist is someone that has the gift to talk freely and challenge people at work, or a place like school or in the street or wherever they are. They must talk freely about their belief in Christ. You may be surprised to find that only a few people would consider themselves a direct evangelist, a person with a gift of evangelism. But research confirms that about 4% of believers worldwide do have the gift of evangelism. And even some of you who do have the gift are not well equipped to use it. So, for the other 96% who do not have the gift of direct evangelism, there is another way. And as we work our way through the different teachings and discussions, you will come to see how this will be a possibility. And those of you who are direct evangelists will find that Luke10t will make you much more effective. Remember that Luke10t is for anyone, anywhere.